I'm scared. So, Ito Junji is a horror manga artist, and I've read only one of his works. It's called Spiral. It's his magnum opus, magnum. And there's an exhibition of his right here in Seoul, so I'm about to go. And also it's a horror exhibition. I'm about to piss my pants. I am 3:30. The 3 o'clock are waiting over there. I don't know who these people are. I got my ticket. Look how creepy that is. So while this is an exhibition, it's also a horror house. So there are going to be jump scares and that kind of deal. I don't know if you can see over there, but there's like emergency bells throughout the horror house so that when you press the bell, a member of staff will escort you out. I'm not going to press the bell. I'm not going to chicken out like that. I'm not a pussy. Please help. I really wish I had someone here to comfort me, but I don't have any friends. And my brother doesn't like these sort of things, so I'm here, alone. We're not in this together. I'm terrified. You know, I wish I didn't come so early, because now I'm just like anxiety talking to myself. I have like another 10 minutes until 3:30, and I'm just here getting more anxious by the minute. This is awful. Why did I decide to do this? What form of torture is this? I feel like this is probably how someone with stage fright thinks about going onto stage, kind of dreading the whole thing, you know? Except I paid for this. I paid to do this. Or my mum paid for it. Thanks, mum! 괜찮아, 괜찮아. 띵띵용용. So we were about to head in, right? And at this point, I was pooping my pants. But at the same time, I was like, how bad could it really be, you know? I also got to choose a mask between 2 characters. And then they made groups of 3. So I was at the front of the line because I got there super early. And then there was a group of 3 behind me, and then a group of 2. And then the lady said to the group of 3, oh, could the 2 behind you go first so that we can make groups of 3? And then with no hesitation, I said, oh, don't worry, I'll go back. Because I didn't want to go first. I wanted to delay going in, you know? But in the group of 3, I was the first, like I was leading the group. And it had to be that way for the entire time because there was a rope. And we had to hold this rope and not let go of it throughout the entire exhibition. So I was stuck being the leader of this group of 3 for the entire time. I wish I was in the middle, but I wasn't about to third wheel these 2 friends. When I was at the front, I also got a better look at the button. It literally translates to the give up button. You give up, you lose. Too pussy to walk through this exhibition that you paid for? Just press the button, loser. Yeah, I actually considered pressing it. And then we went in. And at this point, I really regretted being at the front of the line. We weren't allowed to take photos or record in there, so here's a summary of how it went. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. 어디마. 저 소독 가면 안 돼요? Bye. So there are 2 parts to the horror house, a zone A and a zone B, and both were like different stories of Junji Ito's. So for both zones we had to like listen or watch this sort of recording. And in zone A, when the recording finished, a severed head just like dropped down in front of us. Honestly, I don't remember a lot of it because I was just terrified. I do remember that the actors were really good. They looked like they lived there, you know? And then for zone B, we had to watch this other recording. It was on the screen thing that was like projected. But then at the end of that, a head just like came through the screen. Like the screen was stretchy, so it was just like, whoa. And what was embarrassing is that I was the only one screaming out of the 3 of us. Like the other 2 that were friends, they were just quiet. And then there was just me screaming bloody murder the whole time. I must have looked like a wuss. And then after the horror house, there was a general exhibition where you could see like some of Junji Ito's like early drafts or sketches. Here is the man himself. I heard he's pretty funny actually because he's a horror artist, but he's like pretty bubbly and cheerful. So I imagine he's just like la 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 la. Let's draw the most insane and gory things anyone has ever seen in their life. So this whole section is Spiral, the one that I read, his magnum opus. This is the part where one of her classmates gets turned into a snail. And then guess what? They eat him. This is the part where one of the main character's dads just like bends himself into a spiral. It's kind of gross. You can see his face and his hands and then his feet like over there, and his ribs are just kind of broken up. This is Kirie, the main character. She's very pretty. This is not very pretty. What is that? I'm not gonna lie, at this point I was still really suspicious of the whole thing. The horror house had a lot of corners and doors, so every time we turned a corner, I would expect a jump scare. And every time I opened a door, I was such a wuss, okay? I was at the front, so I was in charge of opening doors. I would just be like, "Hut!" I couldn't open it slowly. I had to just, "Hut!" But when I was in the general exhibition, I had to turn the corner to go into the gift shop, and I was so suspicious. I was like, is there gonna be a jump scare around here? There wasn't, thankfully. I probably would have cried if there was. That's really unfair. Anyway, there was a gift shop. Look at these tattoo stickers. That's pretty dope. But I mean, if you couldn't tell, I don't really need fake tattoos. I would rather get real ones and suffer. There was also a themed cafe there. That was actually really cool. The tables had like the characters on them, and there were pictures on the walls, and like the food was character themed. I got a coffee, and a little cup holder was also printed. Coffee. It also came with this complimentary sticker. Look, there is a coffee bean inside my coffee. She wasn't on the grind properly, fam. Gotta be on the grind to grind the coffee. There's an Animate next door, so I'm gonna go and see if they have any Junji Ito works, because I'm in the mood to buy one of his now. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot and humid too. I didn't get anything, mostly because when I got Spiral, his magnum opus, I got it in Korean, and I'm not used to reading stuff in Korean, so in my head it didn't read as smoothly, and that kind of made the experience a bit janky. So whatever I get next, I decided I wanted it to be English. And that was my experience at the Junji Ito exhibition. Honestly, if you're a fan, it's pretty good, but just go with a friend. I just don't have any friends. Anyway, after that I got tteokbokki. This one is rosé tteokbokki, which means it's like got cream in it. Okay, I have a gripe. I had a carbonara at lunch, but it wasn't a carbonara, if that makes sense. Like, we went to an Italian restaurant and I ordered the carbonara and it came out and there was no cream. So I got really confused. It looked like an aglio olio. So we called the waitress over and we were like, is this a carbonara? And she was like, yes, but it's made traditionally, so there's no cream in it, just cheese. And I was like, oh, but like there wasn't even any cheese in there either. Just make it untraditionally. I wanted a carbonara that was creamy, that was cheesy, that was delicious, all of the above, and that expectation did not get realized. But even in Korea, like most carbonaras are kind of liquidy, you know? They just like throw cream in there and just expect it to be like a carbonara. But what about my cheesy carbonara? Anyway, the point is, I was so disappointed by that carbonara that I wanted something creamy again. So I got this rosé tteokbokki, which is like spicy and creamy. Yep, and that was pretty good. But every time I eat a tteokbokki in Korea, I always get reminded of what a failure I am. Because I ate it and I was like, this is okay. And then I kept eating it and I was like, oh, that's spicy. So I drank like 4 cups of water and it took me maybe an hour to finish the whole thing. And then afterwards, my stomach hurt. And then since I was in like a shopping plaza anyway, I just went shopping. I was just kind of messing around, but I found these cute trousers. They're boot cut. And then I bought this set because I felt really good in it. And that doesn't normally happen to me. You know when you find clothes that are like, yes. You know, it's rare, but it happens. And it just makes you feel like bonita. Anyway, that was my day. I hope you had a good day too. And I'll see you next time. Bye.